Tommy Lynch has pulled up sore, so there's every chance he'll be out. Zach, as I said, we were going to pull the trigger last week, but he convinced us he's right to go. So we listened to him, but I said to Zach after the game, "That's it, mate. I do trust you, but I'm not going to trust you this week." So he'll miss out. So yeah, Nath's been in good form in the twos, and obviously getting towards the end of the season, we need to have a look at him. So yeah, he'd certainly be in the mix, that's for sure. Along with Kay. Kay was performed well. Luke Russell performed well. Brandon Matera played well. Liam Patrick. So the good thing about our seconds is as I said, one boy gets cooked. We've got some replacements ready to come in. Tom Hickey's another one we have to mention as well. He's been in good form, and I mean with Zach going down, obviously we like to play two rucks. So Tommy Nichols injured, Dan Gorringe is still in a boot. So Tom Hickey's it. But as I said, we may play other blokes in the ruck. Who knows? But at this stage, Nathan and Carmichael are certainly in the mix.
You got that?
Nathan's worked himself back into contention, that's for sure. And he's come from a long way back to bubble up at this late stage of the season, to give himself a chance. And if he gets his opportunity, you just wish for him that he grabs it with both hands. Now, that's not to say he's going to take 12 marks and kick 4 goals. I mean, it might be just his ability to put pressure on the ball when it hits the ground. So, Danny Stanley kicks a goal, or one of the other fellas in the forward line kick a goal, all that sort of stuff. It doesn't mean to translate on the stat sheet for him, but as long as he's having an output for the team, that'll be the most important thing. He's one of the 15 boys who are out of contract at the end of the year, obviously with Harrow, so we have to probably make about 7 changes. Harrow, as we've seen, is one that's, I want to say, forced, but it's happened, and we want to make sure that we give these boys enough opportunity to show their wares. In some cases, we know that's difficult now. If you haven't played a game, and in 3 games or even 1 game, it's tough enough. But as I said, he's been in good form. So if we push that button, at least we know he's in reasonable form. I'm not a marketer, that's for sure. I'm a footy coach. If Kay's needed, he was in good form playing through the midfield. If he's in good form, we'd play him. And again, I'd probably push the other coaches to say he needs to come in and play down back for us. If that's the case, he gets a spot. That's the other part of it. That doesn't even come into it. I mean, if he end up playing seconds, and I know we're playing GWS and Izzy Folau and all that sort of stuff, fantastic, but as I said, that doesn't really interest me a great deal. I'm sure it doesn't interest Kay. I mean, I'm sure he wants to play senior footy. As I said, if there's a spot there, he's in reasonable nick. As I said, I certainly thought he was cooked a couple of weeks ago. He got through playing in the midfield on the weekend and was very good. And seems like he's up again, so that week off probably has done him a world of good. But as I said, if there's a spot for him in the seniors, we'll get him in. But there'll be no reason to leave him in the second just so he can play on Izzy Folau, that's for sure. He did a mighty job to get through. And look, you speak to him and his body feels fine. I mean, no different to Zach Smith's as well. But yeah, I mean, again, you better to err on the side of caution. So if he did play, it would be limited game time. Just make sure you don't tell him before I do. That's all. He'll get nice and nasty.
Yeah, they get the ball into the hands of a young bloke like David Swire. He's got an enormous amount of class, and he's got the confidence to take on the tacklers, as we saw then. It's great to see him take on the tackle, take a bounce, and set up this shot at goal from Shaw. Yeah,
there'll be some blokes out of form that won't be in the side, and whether that's due to just conditioning and hit the wall and all those sorts of things. But like we do most weeks, you can't find the footy, or you physically can't go and find it. And there's 2 reasons, and that's why you'll be at the side, and that we're fairly consistent with that message with the boys. It's still the great unknown, and that's our greatest challenges as coaches and players as well, is making sure that individual development comes together with the collective development. And when it does, it's going to be frightening. And I'm sure everyone would hope that lives on the Gold Coast and are Gold Coast SUNS supporters, wherever you are in Australia, mind you, that happens next year. But is it? That's a great unknown, because there'll be 17 other clubs making sure that we don't. It's just going to be just as brutal next year as well. I don't think they've changed a lot. I mean, Bix has been coached by Neil Craig and for most of his career, and Malcolm Blight as well. And the way he played is probably the way he coaches as well. It's a very ruthless game plan. And again, I don't think that's changed a lot from Neil Craig. I mean, obviously, clearly the one that stands out for me is just their ability to play on. They want to play fast footy. And really, I'm not saying he's taken the shackles off the boys, but he just said go for it. I mean, when he took over, 5 games to go or 6 games to go, what's he got to lose? What have the players got to lose? So there's certainly been a lot of fast footy being played by Adelaide. We know it's going to be a fast and brutal game of footy, that's for sure.